Okay, I wanted to give a quick information on basic email best practices at Realty Trust Services. So, um, in general, the big thing to know is that your inbox is not a to-do list. If you need to do something with your inbox, write it down. Process, it's inefficient, or actually stick it in Asana, um, or wherever it needs to be in order to be on a list of something that needs to be processed. It's inefficient to stick it in your box because here's what happens. Okay, it's in your inbox, and over again, you have to read it. So you waste time over and over again, and then the things that you actually still need to read and process and reply to, they're in with things you have to do. And so you basically end up doing the same thing over and over again because you're going to have to read this over and over again. So the concept is you're less efficient if you're cluttered. And you're less likely to properly prioritize and do things according to a plan if all your to-dos are hidden in this jumbled mess of things that some of them are to do and some of them not to do. Also, if you're cluttering your inbox with to-dos, then you can't actually, then the things that you actually have to respond to, they get lost too. And it's really important. We go back to our vision. We're an organization that's systematically and continually improving itself in order to provide property management services is legendary. This orientation manual is part of the improving process. It's to help us get started and learn and improve ourselves. This, but when you say landlord clients are wowed, part of the wowing process is being able to make sure that we're organized such that we can respond to them in an above average way. So that's not just better quality, but quicker. Sometimes quick trumps quality, not always. The speed at which you respond. So oftentimes, if an email is lost, you don't realize, you don't think in your mind, oh, you know what, the landlord hasn't heard back today. I'm going to at least email them and say, hey, just so you know, I don't have your answer to your question, but I'm working on it. You tend to process it better through the inbox that way. If you're not muddling up your inbox. And ideally, and I realize this isn't always possible, but if it's never possible, then that should be an indicator that something's wrong in your work. Either you're overloaded or you're not arranging and time blocking the right way. But ideally, you should be able to clear your inbox at the end of the day. Your inbox should literally be clear. Now, that's not the case for me. I'm at 175. I'm working on that. Like I said, these are all things that actually have to be responded to. I'm working on that. But still, maybe I expect people that work for us to do better than I. But regardless, we're shooting for end of the day, everything's responded to. That way, someone doesn't go through another, a 12-hour period not having heard from you. And a response doesn't always have to be the answer that someone wanted to hear or the final answer, but it's still nice to have that response. And obviously, ideally, it's nice to have it even quicker than the end of the day. We're trying to design things right now so that everything's paperless, so that answers are, and that getting everyone to keep careful notes on owner and tenant interactions, so that we can give answers much quicker, and it just creates an experience for everyone in everyone that we deal with, both tenant customers and owner clients. It gives them an experience of feeling like not only do we have things under control, but it's a positive experience. It makes them feel good about what they're doing and interacting with us. So that's kind of the mentality. Ultimately, inboxes should be clean at the end of the day, ideally. And if not, we should be wondering why. We should wonder how to make that happen. Okay. Along the same lines, One of the cool things that you can do to help keep the inbox clean and also take emails that need to be actioned with actual to-dos or subtasks out of your inbox is one of the things you can do is with Asana. So we use Asana, and you can actually email into Asana. So there's an Asana email address. It's x at mail.asana.com, I believe. Also, you can email into tags. So there's actually each tag has its own email address, and you can find that by going into Asana. And each project has its own email address. So you can actually, if you have constantly having ideas about a new project, you can create a project, create an email address, enter it as a contact in Gmail, and then because it's a contact in Gmail, it auto-suggests, so you just start typing like, XYZ project, and by the time you've typed X or Y, it's already entered it in as the email, and then you just type in your new idea for the project. And so that's the way I constantly create new lists of things that are needing to happen, and it just pops up while I'm doing something else. I want to keep the interruption to the minimum, so I go ahead and I'm already in my email, so I just, press C, the shortcut, to open up an email. And, I think I had one called Campaign where I had marketing campaigns. Here it is, yeah. It's this little email right here. Idea to do this. Or, someone emails you an idea and then you're forwarding it in. Check this out. So that now all your ideas are stored in a certain place in a nice organized fashion where you can, then you can drag and drop them, order them, edit them right within Asana. And it's all there for when you need it. So that's one way to help keep your inbox clean because you're sending stuff in. The other thing is Boomerang. So Boomerang is an extremely important Gmail app, and what it does is, I've used a lot of Gmail apps. I've used Yesware, Reporta was huge, and I like both of them. Yesware tracks clicks and opens, and it'll actually pop up when someone opens your message. It's kind of clever, but for whatever reason, no matter how fast of a computer I get, it almost brings my browser to a stop. Same with Reportive. Reportive looks up all sorts of cool your picture and things like that, like social networking things, and allows you to like invite people, and it's really cool. In an instant you can see who you're talking to and who you're emailing. But again, it slows my browser, so that's no good. But Boomerang works really good. As you can see, I'm multiprocessing, which is bad. Anyways, Boomerang works really good because what it does is you can literally, like, say if you have 10 emails left at the end of the day, and maybe you responded to, but you're going to have to follow up further, you could literally take all those items and you just click on them, and whatever there, you could take the whole thing, you could select your entire inbox, or just click on a couple, and you click the Boomerang button, and you can say, I can actually say 5 minutes. You can start typing, and it gives you a valid time, or you can, today's the 20th, you can do a selector. So today, right now it's 2:02 p.m. I'll do 2:04, and it should pop right back in my inbox in a couple minutes. So when I do this, it's going to just, okay, it's processing, and it pops them right back in a couple minutes. Let's see. And from right within an email, you can go ahead and send at a certain time. And this is a little bit different than the original conversation of this training, but I wanted to, at least since we're touching on Gmail, talk about what Boomerang does, or touching on Boomerang, talk about what it does. You can send an email right now, but what you can do is have it come back into your inbox in a certain period of time based on certain criteria. You can do it if there's no reply, if not clicked, if not open, or regardless. So, you know, whatever happens, you still want to follow up in 2 days. It pops it right back in your inbox. It's there. So it's a great inbox management tool. Also, you can say send later, and like for instance, I use it this way, but you can use it a lot of different ways. Like for instance, you just got off the phone with someone and you don't want to send them an email right now, but you know that they're probably not going to do what they said they're going to do, so you're going to send them an email in 2 days. Well, you just click 2 days and it sends it out 2 days from now, tomorrow morning, you know, 1, 2, 3 out, 4 hours, whatever it is. For me, you know, I just don't want to let someone know that I'm working at 1 a.m. in the morning, so I send it out at 9, and then, you know, someone gets 10 emails from me at 9 a.m. They're wondering how I sent 10 emails at the same instant. That's how. But it still is it's a nice tool for inbox management, and if you don't have it on your computer yet, I should install it. All right. That's it. Let me see if there's anything else that we should be talking about here. I think that's pretty much it for inbox management.